Today, we're diving into an absolutely epic story. It's a story of ambition so huge, so unbelievably massive, it decided to challenge heaven itself. A story about a world united by one voice, one vision, and the catastrophic price of reaching just a little too high. And this was their vow. You gotta understand, this wasn't a prayer or a wish, it was a declaration. This was the rallying cry that brought all of humanity together for one single, defiant act against the entire divine order. So to really get how this could even happen, we have to go back, way back, to a younger world, a world where every single person spoke the exact same language, and they were all united under one single, powerful ruler who nobody dared to challenge. And that ruler's name? King Nimrod. We're talking about a man with immense power, charisma. His ambition just radiated across this unified planet. The whole world spoke one language, and you better believe when he talked, they all listened. But see, that's the thing about total unity and unchecked power. It tends to breed a really dangerous kind of pride. So Nimrod's top guys, men like Phut, Mitzrayim, and Canaan, they came up with a project on a scale that is, frankly, impossible to imagine. 600,000 people. Just try to picture that for a second. An entire army of builders, all gathered on the plains of Shinar. This was a force ready to physically remake the world with nothing but brick, fire, and their own unbreakable will. And this was not a weekend project. No, this was a generational effort. The tower got so tall that it took an entire year for one single brick to get from the ground to the builders at the top. Think about that. For 43 straight years, this relentless construction was their entire world. And the whole thing, it just became this dark obsession. Get this. If a brick fell from the top and shattered, they would all stop and mourn its loss. But if a man fell to his death, nobody even blinked. The structure, the project itself, had become way more valuable than any human life. Now, here's where it gets interesting. While they were totally united in the act of building, their actual purpose had split. 3 different factions popped up, each with its own insane goal. Some wanted to climb up there and literally wage war on heaven. Others wanted to place their own idols up in the sky. And a third group, they just wanted to start shooting at the heavens with bows and spears. And in their absolute supreme arrogance, they actually started doing it. They were shooting arrows up into the sky, and when the arrows came back down, dripping with blood, which was a divine trick, by the way, they celebrated. They were convinced they'd actually done it. Their delusion was now complete. So after 43 long years of this defiance, as the tower's shadow grew to cover the entire landscape, the heavens finally answered back. And it wasn't with silence, it was with judgment. A divine host came down. 70 angels, described as vast and terrible, surrounded this colossal monument to human pride in a blinding, spiraling light. Yeah, the moment of reckoning had officially arrived. But the judgment? It wasn't what you'd expect. No lightning bolts, no fire and brimstone. No, it was something much more fundamental. It was an attack on the one thing that made their entire project possible, their shared language, their ability to understand each other. And the chaos was instant. Words just fractured. Picture it. A builder, way up high, asks his buddy for a brick, but what his buddy hears is just nonsense. So he hands him lime instead. The first guy, feeling insulted and confused, hits him. And just like that, violence erupted like a wildfire across the whole tower. And each of those 3 rebellious factions, they each got a punishment that was like a perfect, twisted mirror of their ambition. The ones who wanted to place idols in heaven, they were turned into apes and elephants. The warriors who shot arrows at the sky, they were driven mad and started killing each other. And the group that wanted to climb up and fight, they were scattered to the far corners of the earth. The tower itself suffered a pretty similar fate. It was ripped apart in this brutal 3-part cataclysm. A third of it was swallowed whole by the earth. Another third was just incinerated by fire from heaven. And the last third was left behind as a shattered ruin, a permanent scar on the landscape as a monument to their failure. And from those smoking ruins of what they called Babel, humanity was just broken. The one voice was gone, replaced by 70 new languages. This was it. This was the Great Scattering, the moment our world became a world of division. And in the aftermath, what happened? Well, the sons of Ham immediately went out and started founding new cities, naming entire lands after themselves. But conflict was born right alongside these new nations. Canaan, for instance, saw the rich land of Lebanon, ignored all the warnings from his family, and just seized it for himself, inviting a curse on his descendants. You see, the scattering didn't lead to some new era of peace. Oh no. It led directly into a dark new age. Within a single year, the first wars started, cities built walls, weapons were made, and under the dark influence of a being called Prince Mastama, idolatry just swept across all the newly divided nations. But what about the man who kicked this whole thing off? What about Nimrod? Well, even in this shattered, warring world, the defiant spirit of King Nimrod was not even close to being extinguished. Unbelievably, he re-established his power. He found a new valley, built a brand new capital city, and called it Shinar. He appointed new commanders, including a rising star named Terah, and he started to build a second kingdom from the ashes of his first. So his dream of one unified rebellion was crushed, but his defiant will, it was stronger than ever. He kept worshiping his idols of stone and wood, and he taught his new kingdom the same old rebellious ways. And his legacy was so powerful that his son, Mardon, grew up to be even more wicked. So wicked, in fact, that his name literally became a proverb for evil itself. The world was changed forever. That unity they once weaponized for rebellion could never be put back together. Their great tower was gone, their single voice shattered into 1,000 pieces. But the whole story, it leaves us with this one final lingering question. Humanity's body was shattered, but was its rebellious spirit ever truly broken?